Hello guys, welcome back to the Med Life. So in this video we're going to talk about chemistry. If we divide the chemistry in two main branches, we have the organic chemistry and we have the inorganic chemistry. The organic chemistry is the chemistry related to carbon atom and with carbon. And inorganic chemistry is the chemistry without carbon atoms. So what is a carbon? A carbon is a molecule with the atomic number of 6. And if we draw its orbital structure right over here, as you know, in the first orbit you can only fill 2 electrons. So you can see the 2 electrons. Then you go to the second orbit. Remember, it has 6. The atomic number is 6. So we're already done with 2. Now 4 are remaining, which will be done in the second orbit. The 4 other electrons are in the second orbit. Now from there, what is valency number? What is the valency number? So valency number is how many electrons can still be filled in your atom and in your last orbit. Our last orbit is our second orbit. We have 4 electrons here, and as you know, for the second orbit the maximum number of electrons you can fill are 8. So we have 4 of them filled and we can still bring 4 more. So that's why the valency number of carbon is 4. So now that I've told you that inorganic chemistry is a chemistry without carbon and organic chemistry is the chemistry of carbon. So now we're going to study organic chemistry. In organic chemistry we have 3 main divisions: alkane, alkene and alkyne. These ones are depending on the number of bonds and depending on whether they're single, double or triple bonds. Okay, let's start with alkanes. So alkanes are compounds with only single carbon-carbon bonds. When you have a carbon related to another carbon and hydrogens, there are only single bonds here. Do you see any double bonds? No, all the lines are 1, 1, 1, 1. And between these carbons, this carbon and this carbon, you can see this line over here, this bond. This is a single bond, which I have highlighted in orange. This is a single bond, and everywhere else you can see all single bonds. So this is alkane. Alkanes are compounds with only single bonds. So now I have told you the valency number of carbon is 4. So each carbon atom can only be valenced with any other molecule by 4. 1 bond, 2 bonds, 3 bond, 4 bond, and you are done. This is an alkane. 4 bonds are done. Let's go to this one. 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond, 4 bonds, and you are done. So now, depending on the number of carbon atoms, the names are different. You have methane, you have ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane and decane. This is until 10th carbon atom, but we'll go to that later on. So now let's go to alkenes. Alkenes are carbon molecules and compounds with carbon molecules with double bonds. If you see over here in this structure, I've highlighted the double bonds over here. 1 bond, double bond. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a double bond. 1 carbon is attached to another carbon by 2 bonds. This is an alkene. And you can see, as I said, the valency number of carbon is 4. Now let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot have one more over here like this side, because this one had only one single bond. But alkenes have double bonds, and they cannot have more than 4 atoms related to them. You can see over here 1, 2, 3 and 4. The same over here 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no bond over here. Note, there is no bond over here. Now let's go with alkynes. Alkynes are the compounds with triple bonds. Let's go and see the structure. The ones I have highlighted here, 1, 2, 3 triple bonds between this carbon and this carbon, and so only one hydrogen atom can be related to this side. Only one hydrogen atom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 atoms in general, in total, can be related to this carbon. 3 of them are with the other carbon, and only 1 is with that hydrogen. Now let's revise. Alkanes have only single bonds, carbon-carbon single bonds, with 3 hydrogens attached to them for each carbon. And for alkenes, they have a double bond, and each of them has 2 hydrogen atoms related to them. And for alkynes, they have a triple bond, and there is only 1 hydrogen attaching to it. But now remember, here's a point to notice. If I have a carbon atom, another, and another carbon, and this is an alkane. Let's imagine this is an alkane, single bond, another single bond. Now, as I said, it can only have 4 other atoms, other electrons attached to it. Hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Let's come on this side. Hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Now if we come on this one, on this carbon, the carbon number 2 in between them, let's make one over here. First let's see, we have only one attached and another one also attached. We have 2, so we can only have 2 others, one on this side and one on the other side, edge and edge, and the 4 are done. Remember, this carbon on the corner, it has 3 hydrogens attached to it, but this carbon in the middle has only 2 hydrogen atoms attached to it. And the reason is because it already has 2 other bonds attached with carbons. Now what you need to remember are the numbers and their names in Latin. So the compounds with only 1 carbon are called meth, 2eth, 3 prop, 4 but, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 hept, 8 oct, 9 non, and 10 dec. So now when you want to name these compounds, remember with alkanes at the end they have A and E, alkenes have E and E, and alkynes have Y and E. Let's see the examples. I told you there is, the names start with 1 is, if there is 1 carbon it's meth, and then at the end you have A and E. Methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, then you go on. For alkenes, there is E and E. Meth, you have the meth. If there are 2 carbons. If you have double bonds, and there is 1 carbon, this is methane. If you have 2 carbons, this is ethene. 3 carbons, propene, butene, pentene. You go on. And for the alkynes, you have Y and E. Methane, ethine, propine, butane, pentine, hexine, heptine, octine, nonine, decyne, all of them like that. So for alkanes, A and E, alkenes E and E, and alkynes Y and E. So guys, we're done with today's video. This was an overview of organic chemistry. and alkane, alkene, and alkynes. So you need to remember the names: alkane with single bond, alkene with double bond, and alkyne with triple bonds. That's all you need to remember until now, and let's see you in the next video. Guys, make sure to share, subscribe, and like our video.